Hello and welcome to Sundays at 9. It's great to see you. My name's Chloe and I'm coming to you this morning from beautiful Holne. You can see St Mary's Church just behind me and it's a really gorgeous morning. Today we're going to be thinking about growing and what conditions you need to grow well, either as a plant or as a person. So we're going to be thinking about that a little bit more in a minute, but we're going to start off with a song. It's called Awesome God and I'd love you to join in if you can.
When I gaze into the stars, when I see the life of planet Mars, there's only one creator. When I watch the moon at night, when I feel the sun is burning bright, there's only one creator. So clap your hands and sing, shout out and worship Him. So clap your hands and sing, and let the praise begin. Oh wow, what a God! Oh wow, what a God! There's no one like You. There'll never be another. Oh wow, what a God! Oh wow, what a God! There's no one like You. There'll never be another awesome God. Na 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 na. Look at all the animals, look at all the places round the world. There's only one creator. All the languages
we're talking in
French, Spanish, Greek to Mandarin. Solo hay un creador. So clap your hands and sing, shout out and worship Him. So clap your hands and sing, and let the praise begin. Oh wow, what a God! Oh wow, what a God! There's no one like You. There'll never be another. Oh wow, what a God! Oh wow, what a God! There's no one like You. There'll never be another awesome God. You walked upon the earth You made. Oh wow, oh wow. You died and now we can be saved. Oh wow, You rose and left an empty grave. Oh wow. And one day You're coming back again. There's no one like You. There'll never be another awesome. Oh wow, what a God! Oh wow, what a God! There's no one like You. There'll never be another awesome God. Na 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 na. There'll never be another awesome God. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. There'll never be another awesome God.
Dot.
Hello, I'm Gertrude Growlott and I'm a farmer. It was a quiet Saturday on Dartmoor.
I decided to go and sow some bean seeds in my vegetable patch. The first seeds I scattered fell onto the path. Some birds came and ate them all up. The next seeds I scattered fell onto a stony patch of ground where there wasn't much soil. The seeds started growing really quickly, stretching up towards the sky. But because there wasn't enough soil when the sun came out, the plants were scorched and withered away because they had no roots. Then I scattered some seeds which fell amongst the weeds in my vegetable patch. The seeds started to grow, but so did the weeds, and they squashed the delicate young plants. Finally, I was getting desperate, so I threw my very last seeds, which fortunately landed on the good soil in the middle of the vegetable patch. Over the next few months, the seeds grew and produced lots of yummy beans. Look, here are some here. Some beans grew so tall that I've now got a giant beanstalk outside my window, but that's another story.
Is people who hear about God and hear about all the amazing things that God does in their lives, but it just doesn't quite go in. It gets sort of snatched away by the birds before it can kind of go in and take root. And in the story, when it talks about the seeds landing on the not very good soil that's really shallow, like I have in this pot here, that's when people hear the great news about Jesus in their lives. They're really excited by it. And to begin with, oh yeah, this is great. I really want to do this. It's amazing. And then it just doesn't quite take root. The plant doesn't grow, and they sort of lose interest really, and they never get to kind of live life as God really wants them to. And then the seed that lands in the weeds, and this is something perhaps we can all identify with, is something where the plant's trying to grow, people are trying to live according to how God wants them to, but they keep getting distracted by other things. It might be school, it might be friends, it might be what they look like, it might be devices that they've got, and none of these things are necessarily bad at all. In fact, they can be great, but if they distract you from God trying to talk to you, then it's not ideal, and you're not going to really grow and flourish as God would want you to. So now we come to our fourth pot, which is the compost that we've got in here, which is the best one for growing things if you want to. And that means, if we're talking about it like a person, that means the seed's gone in there, it's taken root, it's planted, and it's growing well, it's healthy, and it's going to produce really fantastic fruit. And that's what God wants for all of us. He wants us to bear fruit and live the lives that he created us to live. And one thing I was thinking about when I was preparing for today was that often in the parable of the sower, which is in Matthew in the Bible, as I said, you can think that the sower was a bit careless. He was just sort of chucking the seeds out there, didn't really care where they landed, some on the path, some in the weeds. But actually, if you've ever planted anything and tried to grow it, you will know that you really care passionately about it. You want each and every seed to take root and become a beautiful plant and bear fruit. And you're often quite sad if they don't. We were given this year 8 sunflower seeds, and I was really excited because I was thinking, brilliant, we're going to grow sunflowers, they're going to be amazing. And we planted them and they got eaten by slugs. Some of them withered in the sun, some of them weren't in very good soil because I'd used some old soil I had before. And now I've got 1 sunflower plant left at home, and I watch it every day and I check it to make sure it's growing. And I'm so excited because at the moment it's about that high, and I really believe, hopefully, it's going to have a beautiful sunflower on it soon. So God is like that. He cares passionately about each seed that's planted in our lives, and he wants us to grow and flourish. He doesn't want any of us not to take root. So on that thought, I was going to show you a little film about some harvesting that some of the kids did this week. Jonas and Jessica and Ty were really fortunate. They got to go to a courgette farm just on the outskirts of Ashburton, and here's a little bit of their experience of harvesting.
Oh boy.
Why didn't you finish that crate off, then let's do this crate pie? So it's probably going to be about 1,000 courgettes.
Courgettes are growing, still very small, until they grow to about 15 centimetres. But sadly, as we can see here, this one is too fat and didn't make it. And then this one has got very battered and scratched, and therefore he didn't make it either. The yellow one is no good. The yellow one will have to be thrown away because it's not going to grow, whereas the one above it has grown really well. Not quite ready to be picked. It's not quite 15 centimetres ready to go on our plate.
Dear Lord, the seeds which fell on the path were eaten by the birds before they had a chance to grow. Help me to read and understand the words you have for me in the Bible. Don't let anything snatch them away. The seeds which fell on the stony ground had a promising start but weren't able to take root. Help me to read and understand the words you have for me in the Bible. Don't let them wither away. The seeds which fell on the thorny ground were choked by weeds. Help me to read and understand the words you have for me in the Bible. Don't let me distract by other things going on in my life. The seeds which fell on the good soil grew to be healthy and strong and gave a good harvest. Help me to read and understand the words you have for me in the Bible. Let my life be full of beans. Amen.
And we're very fortunate to have some of the courgettes with us today that these guys harvested, and you can see how well they turned out, and they're going to make probably a delicious meal at some point. We've got another song now. It's one of my favourite ones on this kind of theme. It's called We Are Growing. There are actions which I'd love you to have a go at, and hopefully it's one we'll get to know well over the next few weeks, but here it is.
We are growing, you and me, two people God wants us to be, growing every day to be more like Jesus. We are growing, you and me, two people God wants us to be, growing every day to be more like Jesus. Jesus is the head, we are the body. We are different, but we play our part. Jesus is the vine, we are the branches. He has put his mission in our hearts. We are growing.
That was a song, We Are Growing, by Sam Hargreaves. And we've just got time for the notices now because we're almost at the end of Sundays at 9. And something really exciting to tell you about is our holiday club, which is taking place in the school holidays on the 29th, 30th and 31st of July. And then there's this 1st of August, so I'm getting the dates wrong. And then there's special celebration service on the 2nd of August. And this holiday club is happening in real life. We're really excited. We're going to hold it at St Andrew's Church in Ashburton. It's all being checked to be COVID compliant. It's being run by Heidi, our family worker, and places are limited. So if you would like to come to the holiday club, that would be brilliant. We would love to see you. And we'll have a link on this this post about how to get in touch with Heidi and book your place. It's going to be great. And there will also be virtual elements if you're not able to come in person as well. And basically that's nearly it for today. We've got Sundays at 9 again next Sunday. Who knows where we'll be? We may be in a different location, but we really look forward to seeing you there. And I just want to leave you with a thought today. As Gertrude Growlott said, she was full of beans at the end of her drama. How are you going to be full of beans this week in terms of your relationship with God and learning more about Jesus? Perhaps it means looking at some Bible stories, talking to someone you know who is a Christian, or praying to God and just talking to him. So let's all aim this week as much as we can to be full of beans. Anyway, thank you very much and see you next time.